recorded live.
I'll take that as a yes.
All right. Welcome to Claude and Justin, Mr. Podcast, the official podcast of MTNDo. You extreme listeners out there will know what I mean. So I guess we're talking about True Blood ostensibly today, right?
Yes, that's all I have on my agenda here.
Okay.
I hope that's all we're going to do. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to vamp, and nobody wants that.
Well, it's funny you say vamp.
Good point. Pun not intended, but it should have been.
That's a great one. I hope there's some bloggers out there who have already done the vamp and vampire thing with True Blood. I'm sure they have. They're intrepid writers. Those bloggers be.
Yes.
Somehow I became a pirate really quickly.
They be writing many scurvy blogs.
They be typing up the posts.
They go on the Twitter, you see.
And none the like you'll see till Davy Jones's locker. Oh, pirates, you're so funny. When you're not kidnapping ships off the coast of Somalia.
Yeah. You know, like many things that are hilarious now.
The Holocaust.
Yeah.
Hiroshima.
Yeah. I think pirates in their time were serious.
Yeah.
It's just hard to take them seriously now that we've seen too many silly versions of them.
How did pirates get silly? I feel like it's the swashbuckling.
Yeah.
It's when they made pirates the villains in a swashbuckler film, then swashbuckling quickly got campy.
Yeah.
Because you're swinging on things and you're fencing and it's too many opportunities for a quip, And
Yeah. Pirates of the Caribbean didn't help. Although it definitely was silly before that.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen a lot of crazy pirates, and usually there's the captain of the ship who's the crazy guy. But then then there's the bumbling idiot pirate, who always has to swab the deck, and he's,
Yeah.
Like Smee for Hook,
Right.
I think that's his name, Smee. He's a pirate, you see.
Yeah, the peg legs, parrot on the shoulder.
So is the pirate accent? Is that? I mean, it's its own thing, but is that supposed to be sort of ideally derivative from English, like British English? I would imagine during the height of pirates, they were the ones on the high seas with their darned maritime adventures.
Ye olde Royal Navy.
Yes, Her Majesty's Royal Navy.
I think so, although I really have no idea.
Because, I mean, when I think about how a pirate sounds, they don't really sound British.
Yeah.
But I would imagine but they don't sound, not that British.
Yeah, there's something a little bit British about it. They say matey and I and, all that stuff is kind of British.
Yeah. And quid.
Yeah, quid.
Yeah, if you watch enough British TV, you'll pick up some interesting words and phrases.
Yes, there's a lot.
There's a lot.
So,
all right, speaking of a lot, True Blood.
True Blood, a.k.a. Sookie's Adventures.
A.k.a. Sookie's Adventures, for those who are familiar with the books.
Right.
What'd you think? The last episode was pretty good, I think.
Yeah, you mean the most recent one?
Yeah.
Good. Yes, it was good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't quite as high octane as the previous week.
No. It was really, that one was the setup, and this was the resolution for that. It was really, it should have been a 2-part episode. I mean, it was pretty linked. Yeah,
you're right. Pretty much all the problems they set up were, to some extent, resolved in this episode.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess, when stuff like that is less satisfying, then, they can't help it. But in general, I did like it. It was good. There was more development. We learned more stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The main thing that was a big deal to me was learning that Michelle Forbes' character is basically some kind of handmaiden or assistant or whatever of Dionysus.
Mm-hmm.
And has gone by their names and all that stuff. And also, just a little bit more about, how she does what she does, like that she sort of gets inside people and and if you have these abilities, then she can't do it as well, and and it shows her using eggs as
eggs and bacon.
As like a hitman or something.
Eggs kill bacon.
Eggs. Oh no!
She turns into a pig.
Wow.
Oh, it's like that joke. What is it like? Why is 6 afraid of 7?
Mm-hmm.
Because 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
It's like some weird breakfast meal version of that. Eggs kill bacon.
Eggs kill bacon. Why are the hash browns scared?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why are the hash browns scared of eggs? Because eggs kill bacon.
It's a really weird breakfast joke.
It is.
I don't know what to do with that. Actually, I've learned the secret of the eggs thing.
Oh, yeah, go ahead and say it.
They say it in this episode, like his actual name is Benedict, and so it's just a pun on eggs.
When they said that, I think I remember from when they set that up before.
Yeah, they did.
And I remember, I go, oh, that's right, it was, I
had totally forgotten it. It's been so long.
What does Tara say in this episode? Why don't they call you Ben or something? Or... Oh,
did she say that?
She was like...
That sounds right.
She was like, eggs. Your name is Benedict. Why don't she just said? I forgot what she said, but it was a normal name. It was a reasonable nickname.
Yeah.
It was like, why don't we just call you Ben or something?
Yeah.
He's a weird character because he's really taken into this whole Marianne thing.
Oh yeah.
And he just has no. He seems like there's no real part of him that wants to really figure out what's going on. Like he's just totally content that Marianne's just a fun-loving, crazy person.
Yeah.
And that's it. And I'm not even gonna, any new things that come up. Well, I'm just eggs.
Yeah.
Call me crazy. I'm scrambled. So it was really weird when Marianne comes in with a rabbit. She killed a rabbit, to eat, and it's dripping blood. And he's like, "Oh, that Marianne, you so crazy."
Yeah.
And even given that she's probably done that, he's seen her do that before.
Mm-hmm.
It's just weird. It's weird to just be like, oh, she's crazy, when she has money and servants, and she can get whatever food she wants, whatever, it's just weird that doesn't, I don't know. So he's a weird character to me because he seems sympathetic, but he's also not, he's just caught up in it, and it's weird to just see that, and it's just weird to like, you know, what is he gonna do? Is it gonna? I guess it's gonna take terror to snap him out of it or something.
Yeah, it's weird because he did seem to react pretty strongly to that. You know, that thing from the last episode where he sensed, and I think we kind of know what that was now.
We saw. Yeah, it was basically saying this happened before. He was probably there.
Yeah.
And see, I was thinking it was something from his childhood. But I guess we were supposed to believe it was more recent. It was, you know, fairly recent, and he was just one of the, you know, orgy participants there. Because I was thinking, like, I don't know, anytime someone has a traumatic memory, you know, I'm thinking, oh, it's from childhood. And I was thinking maybe he saw one of those orgy things, and he saw someone get killed there, but he wasn't necessarily a part of it because he was a kid, you know. And then he blocked out of his mind. But it makes more sense that he's just remembering it because when they have the black eye thing, they don't remember what's going on, and it triggered a memory because, you know, just like that night, he was there at the orgy thing. Right. I think that's probably what happened. So,
Right. Yeah, and it's kind of the thing with the rabbit was nice because that's a part of the lore about these like Dionysus parties that they would like kill animals with their bare hands, as a part of this like, you know, insane ecstatic, you know, whatever you call that.
Yeah.
That goes on, or that supposedly went on at these things. So when she came in with that, I was like, you're so Dionysus. I know it.
I wonder, you know, how society would be if we had sort of large scale excuses to go mad.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, because we all do. We in these like passive aggressive ways, we overeat or we drink or we smoke or we, you know, sort of these like little bitty versions of that all the time a little bit, instead of saying, you know, one crazy weekend just go buck wild insane.
Yeah.
And then, you know, release all the stress you could possibly have.
Yeah.
And then you're done for however long until you have to do it again. I think that'd be really interesting to see, you know, but then of course it's, you know, you can't do that in our society because, you know, you couldn't kill animals like that.
Right.
You know, it would be, and, you know, and it's just, you know, it's a different morality and different culture. And
I think the closest we get to that would be like a New Year's party.
Yeah, like a New Year's party. I mean, yeah, they definitely have their, but even then it's measured, you know.
Oh,
even
it's definitely
then,
measured. I mean,
it's really, really measured.
Yeah,
like,
that, you know, that's the best I got.
Yeah.
Like the craziest New Year's party is probably still not quite crazy enough.
Yeah.
'Cause it's this level of abandonment of ordinary behavior that is really hard to conceive of, I think.
Yeah.
'Cause it's just not. I mean, I think even in True Blood, like I don't think they've really shown the full range of what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, no, they're doing a watered down modern version.
Yeah. They sort of got some of it, but it was more than just the sex stuff. It was a complete thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like it would have to have a psychological effect if people actually did that on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah. Did Dionysus actually control people like that and make them do things, or did the participants do it just because they wanted to and sort of in, you know, as a ritual to Dionysus?
Well, since I don't think Dionysus exists, I'm going to say that, you know, that the people doing it were doing it sort of in praise of him or as a worship of him. But I think in terms of
mythology speaking,
in terms of the mythology, I think Dionysus, it was worship of him, but he wanted them to do that. You know, he got gratification from them doing that. It's, you know, it's a fine line.
But it wasn't ever specifically he was making them do it.
No, he didn't sort of make them, but if they did it, he would sort of reward them or whatever. There was there was an incentive to do it.
Yeah, okay.
But he didn't sort of force people to do it. I mean, and specific stories, he might get involved and do something. But in general, I think he got his supporters by how much fun it was, rather than having to force them.
Yeah, that's why it's weird for me with Marianne, because she sort of forces it to happen.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I don't know, it's just weird to feed the fire and then also get off on the fire.
Yeah.
This is weird, like, conduit or middleman or something the people are.
Yeah.
But, it's still interesting. It's interesting, yeah. So this episode was cool that they sort of finally laid down everything about Marianne.
Yeah.
It was pretty didactic too, but I'll give them a pass. They left no stone unturned in terms of questions that people could have about her and what was going on. And I'm glad it was nice to get that, and at least and especially. Sam asking, what is she? I was glad to hear that question.
Oh, yeah, it was like about time. Like.
Yeah, totally. And the fact that she knew, which was good. That she wasn't like, well, I don't know.
Right.
No,
and speaking of, like, tying up loose ends, they had a throwaway line about how they fixed the shower.
Totally. Well, didn't I say they would do that?
You did. You were so right. When they did that, I was like, oh, God. Claude called that.
When she said that, because I saw the line coming before she said it, and I'm like, wow, I cannot believe that it's like that. And then that's what it was. He just said, you fixed it. It was just a throwaway. It was a total throwaway line.
So I guess that means they did go get the part.
And that's what's weird is because they cut to Tara after that, and she made a surprised look on her face, and I was half wondering if her surprise was, I don't remember going to get the part. I don't remember coming back here and fixing it. And I really don't think she does. Because even if she came back, even if they did go get the part after they went on their little excursion, she can't possibly remember fixing it because they didn't fix it because they went to the orgy. So I don't know. I think it's just weird. I do think she should be a little surprised that it is fixed and that Marianne is crediting her as having done it. Yeah. And she shouldn't really remember. I honestly don't think they went and got the part.
Yeah. I guess
really don't. Maybe
I'd want to say they got the part and then she had, like, the other guy, her, like, assistant or whatever, do it. That would be my best guess.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, at the very least, Tara shouldn't remember it being fixed.
You're right. But that would explain it. Like, they got the part, but they never fixed it.
Yeah.
Because there's no time. They got home and they immediately followed the trail out to the place, and then after that they just like passed out and woke up and then she came in the door. So there was no time for them to fix it. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I think they've kind of written their way out of that problem by just saying that it's fixed.
I wonder why they didn't just have them go to the place to get the part, and on the way back, find the trail.
Yeah, that would have been simpler.
Especially considering, I guess it works either way, but especially considering Marianne sort of just came into town, it would I think work a fraction better for us to get the idea that when Eggs and Tara are coming back into town, that's when they stumble upon one of her, former sites, sort of getting closer. It works either way, but that would be, I don't know why they didn't just do that. So that we know explicitly that they did get the part.
Yeah, I agree.
Anyway. Yeah, I said it. You're never too old to say a way.
I agree.
Except for you, Grandpa.
Oh.
You're too old for everything. 20-minute mark on our 15-minute podcast.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we were going to try to make this short and quick, like a bullet.
Boom. Well, we made progress, though.
No, we did. What else you got on the docket?
Yeah, so I think that I still think we don't quite understand what the mask does.
It makes her look scary.
Well, yeah.
I gotta say that the opening of the scene before the credits is really, really, really good.
Mhm.
That whole little sequence, and Sam gets away, and he sees the owl, and I'm like, please turn into an owl, and then he turns into an owl and flies away. I thought that was cool, and it was cool to see the limits of her power too. I think. You know, I'm like, is she gonna be able to fly and catch him? I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, but she does look crazy interesting when she has the mask.
Dionysus should have been able to to fly and get him. But
would he just levitate and fly?
Yeah, he would just levitate.
Oh, those damn Greek
guys.
guys.
Those gods, they didn't have any trouble flying around effortlessly.
She looks pretty scary with when she was chasing him with the mask on and the claws out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's interesting, like, her whole body doesn't, at least these last 2 times we've seen her with the claws,
mm-hmm.
it's not her whole body.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if they're just building up to that.
Yeah, possibly.
Because the first time we saw the monster with the head, it looked like a full monster.
Yeah.
You know. Then the next time we saw it was just Marianne, no mask, but with the claws.
Yeah.
Then this time it was Marianne with the mask and the claws.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking next time we're going to see the full thing, and we'll probably answer the question of what the mask really does or what it looks like when she's fully transformed or something.
Yeah. This is definitely leading to a climax, and that would be the time to see the final form. Yeah. So, yeah, I think, you're right. Boom.
It's weird that they're doing it that way, but it's cool. It's a nice little reveal.
Yeah.
You know.
She's been a good character this season. I don't know where the show would be without her.
You know what it is? It's like that season of Dexter or like season 2, right?
Mhm.
It's just like they put in this character, and maybe that's a season 2 thing for shows. Like you just throw in a new character, and it totally, fuels everything on the show.
In last season 2, it was basically Ben.
There it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. 6 Feet Under. When did what's her name come into the picture?
Season 2, at the end.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Season 2 at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't really drive season 2, but she definitely appeared at the end.
Yeah.
They did that as a setup for her.
Think of what other shows might do that, huh? Just throwing a new character.
Yeah. I mean, it sort of makes sense. It's like variety, like in Lethal Weapon 2, they brought in Joe Pesci. Yeah, because
he was in 2. Yeah.
Because it's sort of already, he was in 3 too, but in 3 they added Rene Russo, and then in 4 they added Chris Rock.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah, and by the end it was like,
is that weapon still as lethal since it's so diluted?
I don't know. I think the weapon probably became less and less lethal.
Yeah.
With each sequel. But it's sort of like they've explored the main characters and how they relate to each other, and then they want to bring in somebody new for them to bounce off of.
Mhm. Bouncing all around town. What else was cool in this episode? So the other storyline we have yet to mention one iota, the Jason Sookie storyline.
The main character?
Yeah, the main character, her brother. Yeah.
I didn't really think about this, but it's weird. Like, they're all out of town while this crazy shit's going down back home.
Mm-hmm.
They sort of have no idea how crazy their town's getting.
Yeah, you know what? I think if Sookie was around, like, Marianne wouldn't have gotten as far.
Yeah.
Sookie was so busy with other things, and now she's in Dallas. But, like, I mean, especially with what just recently happened, because Sookie, Marianne wouldn't have been able to move in.
Yeah, exactly.
If Sookie was around.
Yeah.
She would have just killed them all. Oh, I guess I can't move in. Well, death to you guys. That's what's weird about, I think, Marianne, is that it seems like, with vampires and other creatures and people, it's like they really can't, at a fundamental level, provide their own, satisfaction or something. It's like you sort of need other people to a certain degree. Especially with vampires, obviously they need, they're not sort of self-sufficient.
Yeah.
But she seems self-sufficient. I mean, obviously she sort of needs people as a conduit to do what she does, but it's not like she has to, like, convince people to do these things, and then she gets off on them doing it. It's like she just makes them do it.
Yeah. And
then she, so it's interesting. It's like, what does a person like that want, She doesn't have any apparent weakness or sort of, what does she really value that you could take from her or, do to her? I think nothing.
Yeah. The closest thing I can think of so far is a shower that works.
Oh man, what was great was besides that scene was the next scene when Tara was mocking her, and she said, what did she say? She said, it was because Marianne also complained about the coffee or something.
Yeah.
What did she say? Something like, hot coffee and cold water don't mix, bitch. It was great because she didn't just repeat what Marianne said. She just took the two complaints and, like, made a joke out of it, and it was so funny. It was so hilarious because that's what people do. It's like it wouldn't, a literal, of her just repeating what she said wouldn't have been as funny. It would have been funny, but it wouldn't have been as funny as. I think she said, "Bitch, hot coffee and cold water." don't you know they don't mix? And I love it because, like, that is the explanation for her being bitchy. Like, don't you know? And it's like it's such a great line. It's such a great line.
Yeah, that was good. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that's probably one of Tara's best lines for me. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's nice to make fun of her making fun of Marianne too, because she was just all of a sudden, like, really, really obnoxious.
Yeah. That's the only time I feel like I've ever really seen her like that. So it was really shocking to me when I saw it. And I think you got it right in that it was just about wanting comfort. But it is weird. Like, it does seem like she does have some kind of, like, physical issues.
It seems like she's used to getting everything she wants the way she wants it, and when she doesn't get it, she kills them.
Yeah.
And she wants it all right, and she wants it right the first time, and it was just, it is, the weird part is that we saw that side of her illustrated over that.
Yeah.
I think that's what's weird. It's like, really? Over like 20 minutes and no hot water? All right. All right, okay. But she's definitely. I mean, she's a Greek goddess basically.
Yeah.
And she's pampered like those Greeks always are.
Right. Yeah. That's probably not as good as what they have at Mount Olympus.
She was like, man, when I was at the Pantheon, we had hot water all the time.
Yeah.
Back when the ruins weren't the ruins, like hot water was flowing everywhere. Back when the ruins were the new ones. Because you see, they're new.
Wow.
She explained it for everyone.
Thank you. I thought I got it, but it was
just
even
to
better.
Make sure. She's British now. You know, Michelle Forbes can do no wrong. She's on a short list of actresses who I will watch anything she's in, no matter what it is. I've never been disappointed by her, and she's she lights up the screen, and this is one of her best characters ever, you know.
Yeah.
Playing someone dark like that, so she's good.
Yeah, I mean it's such an interesting character. It's hard for a mere mortal to compete, I think. Her character on Battlestar Galactica was really good, but it's it's tricky.
I never liked her character that much. She was never one of my favorite characters. You know, she was short-lived.
Yeah, she didn't last long. I liked her a lot.
She was good in it, but
I was looking at her credits and I realized she was in this movie that you've probably heard of, California with a K.
Oh yeah.
Featuring such people as in addition to Michelle Forbes, David Duchovny, Brad Pitt, and Juliette Lewis.
I remember that movie.
Those are the four main characters. What the fuck was that movie?
It was a 90s movie. It was an early 90s movie. That's why that cast is like that. I really didn't realize. I saw that movie a couple times back when it came out, and I didn't realize until recently that was Michelle Forbes. And once I read it, it was obvious. It's like, yeah, of course that was Michelle Forbes. It was, it's hard to mistake her. Yeah.
But that's, I don't know. It's weird when you see someone before you know who they are.
Yeah, and then you go, oh yeah, they were that was totally them, and you don't have that retroactive memory that triggers once you realize who they are. It doesn't trigger every time you ever saw them. Now you remember.
Yeah. And it was a major role. I mean, it wasn't even it was a big budget movie. It was released in theaters. I saw it. It was one of the main characters. It's obscure things. It's easy to miss, but I'm surprised I never realized that.
It's probably because when you saw the movie, your brain didn't file her under Michelle Forbes.
Yeah, you're right.
She got filed under unknown actress.
Pretty much.
23506.
That's probably good guess on the number.
Yeah.
Wow.
Estimating, I think. Estimating.
Yeah. I mean, she was the only one who I didn't know.
Yeah.
In the cast. So
you hadn't seen Next Generation.
Yeah, you're right.
If you had seen Next Generation, you'd be like, oh, that's Ensign Rowe.
You're right. Yeah, Ensign Rowe was sort of her first character to me.
Mhm. She were to many of us.
That was where she started. I'd say for me, her lamest character was her lost character. She really got nothing to do.
She had nothing to do. I mean, yeah, I think that was unfortunate. It was basically a cameo.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that really counts.
You expected more.
She gets a credit for being on Lost. So she managed to be on. She's on our favorite shows of all time, and she managed to jump on that one too for a little bit. So.
Yeah,
not too bad, Michelle. Not too shabby. I'll be on this one. I'll be on this one.
Yeah.
Next she's gonna show up on 30 Rock, and then it's gonna be over.
Oh God, they really should have her on.
It'd be great.
It'd be awesome. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, she's I don't know. She's got a strange career. It's I don't know how to categorize what she does.
Well, she's an actor.
Oh, that's it.
What she does is
I forgot her word.
Yeah, what she does is she plays a character that's not her, but based on something people create, she and write down with words on paper.
Oh, okay.
And this thing they call it script.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy. It's on like paper, so watch out. Something else I was going to bring up. Okay, so the Jason Stackhouse storyline.
Ah, right. Going over to Jason and Sookie.
So I got to say,
it was just a matter of time before someone figured it out.
That's the tagline for some 80s horror movie. I don't know. It was only a matter of time before someone figured out little Bobby wasn't playing alone.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't know what little Bobby's up to. But
that sounds kind of scary. I don't know what little Bobby's doing. Who's he playing with?
Oh, man, you don't want to know.
Wow.
I think that was the precursor to The Good Son.
Yeah. Kids are scary.
Kids are scary because they have no impulse control.
Yeah.
That's why, isn't it? So Jason is one of the most interesting characters I've seen on TV.
I agree.
Because he is quintessentially gullible and sort of dumb in a general sense.
Yeah.
But he's got this amazing, I don't know what to call it, like a tactile ability or something. Like, if you need to solve a problem, like, with action, he's good at that.
Yeah.
He's, like, sort of uncannily good. That seems to be the way they're painting his character, is that he's just got this natural leadership quality, I guess, too. He's basically like a hero, but he doesn't really have his own ambition. He can sort of use him, sort of be imbued with ambition from other people, like the Newlies are doing with him. You know, convincing him of something he should go out for, and then he'll do it really, really well. But he's got no sort of ambition on his own because he doesn't know what he wants to do with his life. He doesn't know what anything means. He's trying to figure all that out. But that's just really weird to see that he's not just the dumb jock guy. That he's got these weird qualities, almost like a superpower. Like he's basically on the verge of being Batman if he really tried a little harder, I think. Obviously Batman is really intellectual, but just on that other side of it, he just needs the suit, Yeah, and I think one of his things that seems to run through most of the show is that he seems to be very easily put under the sway of other people. Yeah.
But he does have these occasional flashes of independence where he sort of wants to think for himself, and it's sort of in there. But that can easily be shut down by someone else if they say the right things to him.
I think his brain just works slower, and like it takes him a while to process what's going on. So if he's trying to think, wow, I'm sitting in a room and everyone's, saying all these horrible things about vampires, and, he's listening, and it's 30 minutes later that he realizes, hey, vampires aren't that bad. I know some vampires, and so he finally reaches the conclusion, oh, okay, I need to leave. But then if someone goes, hey, here's some shiny keys, here's something flashy, he'll totally forget, and that, you know what I mean? And then if you tell him something else, then he'll just try to input that. It just seems like his brain works a little bit slower. Yeah. In terms of that kind of stuff. But, like life and common sense stuff.
Right. Yeah, no, he's definitely not supposed to be extremely intelligent, but he I still feel like even if his brain like gets around to something, it can still be pushed aside, by the right person, and I think really it was what's her name from season 1 who was sort of the best at it, but because he really had a several bouts of conscience about keeping that vampire locked up, and he was sneaking him the True Blood and stuff, but he couldn't bring himself to sort of totally do the right thing because she really had him under her like control.
Yeah.
And I think once she was gone, he was sort of aimless, and I feel like this church thing sort of provided some kind of guidance, something to sort of give him direction, because I feel like he's had a hard time figuring out exactly what to do with himself, just only for himself.
Yeah.
But he does have potential, and it's really strange because when you describe the character, he sounds lame, but I feel like the way he's played and the subtleties about him are what makes him good, and I really do like his character a lot more than I would expect to if he just told me some of the basic things about him.
I mean, I remember in the pilot, like he didn't seem like he's going to be an interesting character.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, he's going to be this guy, okay.
Yeah.
But I think, considering how lame I thought this Fellowship of the Sun stuff was in the very beginning, I'm like, oh, God, we don't need to go down this road of, like, here are the people who hate the vampires, and we're going to have to go do... But it's been really interesting. They have definitely made it work. All aspects of that storyline have been working pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
Although I gotta wonder why the husband has not figured out Jason's sleeping with his wife. I mean, I think I said it in the last podcast or at some point. I don't see how he wouldn't even think that would be a possibility, given that he's pushing his wife away with his business.
Yeah.
And Jason's hot and his wife is hot.
Yeah.
And they're in the same house.
Right.
That's enough, right?
Yeah, it should be really obvious. The best excuse I can give for him is he's got his mind on other stuff and he's not even paying attention.
Yeah. Well, God's watching.
Yeah. I guess he is.
Jason, I didn't even know what love was until I met you. That actress is really good too. I think would both actually, the guy who plays Jason and the lady who plays Miss Newley, whatever her first name is, Jenny or something, or
something like that.
They're both really, the actors really make those characters a lot better, I think, than they ordinarily would be. She really pulls off that Southern girl thing.
Yeah.
It's weird. I would love to see her in some whatever she does next or in something else and see what stays, Right. But yeah, she's really good. She's really making that part work, I think, a lot better than it's written, I think, really.
Yeah, I didn't like her at the beginning, but she's grown on me. Well, Jason was the same way.
Yeah.
But the ones that grow on me usually make the biggest impression. So
the ones that grow on me are the ones that have to get surgically removed.
Ugh. I think the actor who plays Jason is very good in that part, and I would be curious also to see him try to do something else. Because I do think he, the character is written fairly interestingly, but I think he adds something to it as well.
He definitely adds something to it, and I think all the cast is really good. I think Tara was really weird in the beginning. I feel like she's gotten better, or I've just gotten used to her weird quirks, the way she plays that character.
Yeah.
And her weird accent.
Yeah.
Because that's not Louisiana accent.
It's something.
It's something, and she's working it. But no, I think pretty much all the way around. Okay, so let's talk about. We got 15 more minutes in our 15-minute podcast.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about Bill's Maker, because of the major storylines, I really don't like this storyline very much. I did really like this makes me sound weird, the crazy scene where they killed the couple and had sex in their blood.
Yes, we all enjoyed that.
Hey, I'm your, but besides that, I think two things is, one, I didn't remember that this was his Maker that we saw before in the Civil War thing. She looked completely different, and other people have said the same thing. Like they just didn't catch that was her. She looks different, and I think that was jarring for me. And then the other thing is, something about this actress is weird. Like something about her face or something, like, is weird. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like, just something about, I don't know what it is, but I find that I can't connect to her character for some reason. And I don't know if it's the actress or the character, but I feel like it's the actress.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it could be, I mean, like I was saying, those flashback scenes, the tone's kind of different than the main show.
Definitely.
And I think that's maybe what throws me off too, which is when they do those scenes, it's like, oh God, don't stay in this time period. Like, Bill's all weird and then she's all whatever, and it's just it's all kinds of awkward for some reason. Especially when he was singing that song. Like he was singing that song, and then he comes over and he's got like a French accent. It's like, well, why are you singing that song in like I don't even know what kind of English that was. Some sort of weird American English. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some like old timey, something like it was a weird accent, and he's British.
Yeah.
Actor. I don't know. It's not the worst thing, but it's not my favorite, that little storyline they have going on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree. It works well for for extra problems and.
Yeah. Why won't you let me leave? Like, that's not very dramatic. I guess we'll just have to stay here until you get too tired, and then I'll quietly exit through the front door. That's my Bill Compton.
Wow, what a bill.
Yeah, I gotta work on it. I think I can get it close. There's a little Bill in there. Sookie. I think you in danger.
Yeah, it wasn't a dynamic, but I kind of liked the wait in the room thing. It's contrived because they just didn't want him to rush over to.
Is that what you? Okay, so here's the thing. is the reason that Eric sent her to stop Bill, because I think it's one of two things: either that Eric didn't want Bill to save Sookie, like he knew that, or he had a hunch that they would probably put Sookie wherever Godric is, but he didn't want Bill to save her and ruin the whole sting operation too early. You know, because if Bill comes over at the first sight of her being alarmed, then then that's when that's before she could be potentially where she needs to be to find out where this location is, right? So I'm thinking maybe that's why he did it. Not necessarily put Sookie in danger, but so that he can get his spy further into the network.
Yeah.
Because he knew Bill would rush to her aid like he tried to right when she first, was getting captured or whatever.
Right.
So that's either one thing, or the other thing is, what's the other thing? The other thing is whatever you think is going on.
I agreed with your first thing. So.
Oh, crap. I guess the other thing is that something like Eric. Well, there's a theory my friend at work has that Godric might be working with the Fellowship of the Sun.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, which would explain why he's there at the very end.
Yeah.
I kind of assume he kind of quote unquote got loose.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Because they do that sometimes when someone goes to rescue someone else, like the person who is trying to be rescued ends up helping the people who were trying to rescue them.
Right.
That's not confusing. So that's kind of subconsciously what I was like, oh, that's good enough reason, right? He's down there anyway, and now he heard them trying to rescue him, so that gave him the extra strength he needed to get out of his little chains or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's probably lame, so I would say the idea that my friend has that he is working with them is that he maybe is against vampires coming out of the coffin, and he wants the war to happen. Something like that.
I see. Wow.
Which I think means, okay, does Eric know that? You have to think about that whole angle of it.
Yeah.
The other thing is maybe the lady from Dexter, the vampire from Dexter, who's dating the human guy, maybe she's in on it too. She's part of the setup. Because really, the big question is how did they subdue Godric? It's either Michelle Forbes, it's either Marianne, which I think it's weird. I don't think they're going to cross those two, unless because if Marianne wanted Sookie or something, I would say maybe I could see that, but I don't see why she would work with the vampires to take down Godric. You know what I mean? I don't see her doing that.
I agree. I don't see why she would do that. She doesn't seem to give a shit about vampires.
No. So I don't really think it's Marianne. The other thing would be, there was some vampire that helped the humans do it, who would be a traitor vampire. Or they have some new secret crazy way they did it, that'll be just part of the reveal of how they did it or something. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm stuck on your first idea. It is kind of lame. I was thinking that this guy who went in there with Sookie, I don't know what to call him.
The human guy?
Yeah, the human guy. Like, I was thinking, he's a traitor. I didn't think there were going to be any sort of more traitors. But that's not implausible, because my version of the story is what you said. Basically, they captured him by some, whatever. Maybe they were tricky or they had some crazy thing. But once they captured him, he is supposed to be pretty powerful because he's so old. And so I was thinking that, that he was able to get loose from however they had him bound, like whatever they used to catch him, maybe the way they were restraining him.
Just coincidentally, like, that's the thing. I don't want it to be a coincidence. The other,
a coincidence that he breaks out? No, like I feel like he he did it for the reason, he heard what was going on or sensed it or whatever, I feel like he had an incentive, but I feel like he wanted to break out anyway, so,
well, yeah,
maybe it was a good opportunity.
Out. But how come he didn't break out before?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he was. But yeah,
that's
I got nothing.
That's the question that makes me not like this theory, because it's just like, yeah, there's no real answer for that. Here's a couple other ideas. Is Jason may have unleashed him. We saw Jason get hit by something.
They tried to like throw a cliffhanger on our ass.
Wasn't that an awkward like sequence?
It was really awkward. I was like, guys, I'm sorry, but if you want me to think that
that she just came up and shot him,
yeah,
come on,
you better not shoot it like that. First of all, where like we can't quite tell what's going on. It's like from the head up, and then you cut away instantly to not show the aftermath. Like
that was bad. I'm sorry. That was bad directing and bad cinematography. Like it was really crappy. They probably should have just had the close-ups of her coming and like the sort of action of her raising her hand, and then cut really far back, and we hear a noise go off like a gunshot, and we see him looking like he's getting shot by something, and that's it.
Yeah.
And not stay close, because staying close you have to show something, and they chose to like cut out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awkward.
It seemed like they were going to a lot of trouble to, make sure we couldn't say, but you showed it as a gunshot.
So my friend at work thinks she shot him with a wooden bullet, like that gun was a wooden bullet gun. But I think it was some sort of taser, because I think even a wooden bullet gun could kill him.
Yeah, well, yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, throw a projectile through your body and hard enough. That'll kill you.
Wood is hard enough. The velocity alone will ensure some damage.
Yeah, no, that's I think that. Yeah, no, I was assuming it was. Actually, I have no idea why she did that, but I was assuming it's some kind of non-lethal stun gun or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I think. It was a stun gun, and she just, for whatever reason, did that. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what she's doing. But yeah, maybe the Godric thing's tied into that. Maybe she let him go.
Yeah, she could have. I mean, she could have realized. I can totally see her after, telling Jason that she just realized what love is now that she's been with him. That they gave her a new perspective on what they were doing, and she could have decided to let Godric out. But you'd think she'd go help Sookie.
Yeah.
But maybe,
a little weird.
maybe that's when her husband and the guy were kind of in there or something. I don't remember. I don't know. A lot of speculation, but we'll see next week what happens with that. Yeah. But it's weird that. I mean, I guess it's not that bad that the husband assumed that Jason and Sookie were working together.
Oh.
Because I feel like no one really knows what's going on. There's no one person of the three of them who really know all the pieces to the puzzle. Yeah. And it's weird, because both Sookie and Jason are like, why are you talking about my brother? Why are you talking about my sister? They have no idea the other's there. And then he's the only one who knows they're both there, but he doesn't know. He thinks he knows why, but he's wrong. Yeah. So it's weird that, like, two of them need to talk. Any two of them need to talk. And, like, just get it on the same page, and then they can go tell the third, and we'll all be happy.
I think I don't quite remember what happened earlier in the season. Like, did Jason just disappear, and Sookie had no idea where he went?
Well, the whole thing was
like, I thought she knew that's where he went, and so I thought it was weird when she goes there and doesn't even like think or mention that her brother's there.
Well, Jason did some moving around since he joined the Fellowship. I think, if I remember correctly,
he's changed locations?
I think so, right? Like the first place that he went, because wasn't he at a local place, and then he decided to go somewhere else, which is why he got on the bus.
Oh,
and
shit.
met the guy.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about the bus. Yeah. Good.
Or was that the first time he was going, or was that the second time he was going? Because I don't know. For some reason, I thought he was doing something local at first.
Oh shit! Now it seems like it was the first time.
And then he was like, wasn't it the whole thing about having to save up money to pay for this thing, and then he found some money which let him go on the bus? Wasn't that the whole thing?
Yeah, he got the check from Uncle Bernard.
Uncle Bart.
Yeah, thank you. He got that check because Sookie was like, I don't want this, and so she gave it to him.
But he was already doing Fellowship of the Sun stuff, right?
He wanted to do it, yeah, but that was where he got the money.
But so he hadn't done anything yet. He just wanted to.
I think he had gone to meet the people and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
He hadn't like gone to the camp.
Oh, that's right. He went that whole. That's where he met the Newlies, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. So he went and met everybody, and they wanted him to go, and they said you just need this much money, and so okay. So then he goes on the bus. So maybe he didn't tell Sookie what he was doing.
Yeah, that's the impression I get. Like she just had no idea, and Jason just disappeared, and he's been gone all season. I know it hasn't been that long, but like it seems a little odd that they had no idea.
She's been busy, but
she has been busy.
Wait, weren't they at their grandmother's grave recently together? Well, obviously before, but it was way before all this stuff. But I don't know. I guess we'll find out when they talk what the throwaway line will be.
Yeah.
You didn't get my email that I was going for the Fellowship of the Sun?
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. Gotta love that.
Yeah.
Just one throwaway line solves everything.
I told Hoyt to tell you. Why didn't he tell you?
Oh God.
I told Lafayette. Yeah, right. Well, I think we covered most of the big things.
Yeah.
If this were a Lost podcast, we'd go for another 3 hours.
Right. Yeah, we definitely missed some. There's a lot of small things that we're not talking about.
Yeah.
I guess I want to throw out, is there any kind of, based on anything we've seen, can we speculate about what happened to the woman in the car at the beginning?
I think, well, they said, I think we're supposed to believe Marianne did it. Because,
that's kind of what I was thinking.
She was saying, somebody said something like, stealing people's hearts, right? Didn't Sam say that to the chick, this other shapeshifter chick? Like, he said something like, but it's not, blah, 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 implying that Marianne, part of her ritual was to take out people's hearts.
Yes, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, there was a line in there that made me think that, yeah.
Here's a question. The lady who died, who was in the car with her heart taken out, was she stabbed also? Did we ever find out did Belfour ever say, like, when he, doing his police talk? Because if she was stabbed, then that's totally all Marianne saying. Yeah. And that basically means she was the woman at the other orgy that Eggs remembered. Like, she was the one who got killed there. That's what I would imagine.
Oh. All right.
Now, why the body? We kind of thought that before, like that Marianne did it, but it didn't kind of make any sense of why the body would be in his car. But I guess that's just a whatever thing. I don't know.
I still don't know what to do with that, but yeah, it seems
unless
like
she's
maybe there's a throwaway line about that coming.
I mean, maybe she was trying to play with Belfour. Is it Anthony?
Andy. I
knew that Anthony was wrong. I'm like, Anthony. Andy. maybe.
You're close.
Yeah. Unless she's trying to screw with him somehow, because he was sort of spiraling down anyway. In terms of his
he's
job.
had a weird season. He's like, he's
the beware the Ides of March, man.
He's definitely been on a downward spiral. He's lost, he's not even a part of the police anymore. And he's just like going around now. I mean,
and
we know that he saw something pretty serious, but when he goes into that bar, it sounds like he's ranting like an insane person.
That's what's awesome is because he's the only one who knows the truth.
Yeah.
Well, Sam knows the truth, but he's the only one who knows, and he seems like the craziest man ever. I mean, it seemed like he came in there with a blanket on, right, on his head or something, like wearing it like a cape and wearing a diaper, right? He looked like Captain Crazy, and I think that's interesting to see how he sort of spiraled down. But it's weird because he almost deserved it in the beginning, Like he was sort of obnoxious and really
he is kind of an asshole, but he's
it's not like a classic noir spiral where he was like this good cop and she like helped take him down. It was like he wasn't that great, and then he just got really worse. It's like as he was really trying to do his job for real, he got worse. Like, he was trying to really solve cases and really got serious, but like everything got pulled from under him. So it's really crazy.
Yeah.
He's definitely going about it in the wrong way. I mean, but that's the thing. He doesn't know that they don't remember. Like if he knew people would think he was crazy by saying that, he wouldn't probably say it. He doesn't know that he would assume that they're moving and doing things on their own free will.
Right.
And they should remember that,
Yeah.
He doesn't know that Marianne did it. He's just thinking they just all these people are crazy in this town.
Yeah, he thinks there's some kind of like secret cult thing going on. Which there kind of is, but not necessarily by everyone's free will.
Yeah. No, this show's pretty cool. It's got this very interesting tone and mood to it, and it's definitely a fun show.
Yeah. No, I like it. I think to me it seems like I tentatively want to say it really seems like it's taken off this season. I liked the first season, and this season was a little slow to get started, but it seems like it seems like they've kind of hit on a nice ideal version of the show.
Yeah,
I like where the characters are, and I'm interested in all that stuff and the way they're presenting the stories. I like a little better in some ways in season one. So anyway.
Yeah, I think they already got picked up for next season. Like this season is even halfway done, and they're like, "Yeah, we want you guys back." So that's good news.
Yeah.
I do think that they found a good mix with the show of having really quite a bit of characters.
Yeah.
Sort of all mingling and doing their own little things. It's kind of more of a soap opera that way than it already is. But I think that's what's interesting is they keep revealing little things about the world, and they're not just showing us things we already know about vampires. And the show really gets good to me when it's showing us things about vampires and these people that we haven't seen before. Like the conversation that Sookie had with the human guy about what it's like to date a vampire, I think is really interesting. And then the other vampire lady, the human guy's vampire lady, and Eric had the reverse of that conversation pretty much.
Yeah.
Of what it's like to be dating a human. know, and her perspective on it, which was totally different than his perspective on it. And, like, that's what's interesting of the show is when they get little moments like that. that, there's been a lot, of movies and TV, there hasn't been a lot of that kind of stuff about vampires going on, the relationship kind of stuff, the like little details about how their life would be,
Right. Well, one little thing I noticed they did with that was when they revealed that that guy was a traitor, was the guy who called it in. So I guess we found out that they did know all along. I stopped being confused about that since they told us.
Oh, he's the guy who called. Who said Sookie was coming?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? When they did that flashback, I'm like, they're telling us something there, but I don't know what. And I just kept on going. But I knew we realized something, but I didn't. Okay, so it was that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. But when they revealed that, it was sort of like, then I started thinking about that conversation that he had with Sookie, and what am I supposed to think about that now? But they through the dialogue, they explained that, in a sense that was real, and he was sort of, he was just sort of bitter that, that she wouldn't turn him.
Mhm.
So they made it count, even though he's sort of betraying her.
Yeah,
possibly.
Yeah, I don't really know. We don't know what he's doing, right? Or why did he say why he's doing that?
Yeah, it seems his motivation is purely personal. Like he's just pissed.
Is that supposed to be the reason he's doing it, because she wouldn't turn him?
Yeah, basically. Like that turned into a general contempt for vampires and thinking that they think they're better than people.
Oh, that was his point.
Yeah.
I can't remember, he was talking about that stuff, and so that was basically like they think that they're better than us, so therefore we should now I don't mind killing them.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
It's a leap, but I think
it was a leap. That's why I was like, I don't know what you're doing here, but okay.
Yeah.
Well, it sucks. I thought that guy was cool, but apparently he's a douche.
Yeah. It's one of the oldest stories.
Yeah, vampire and her douche.
But I just liked how they didn't really nullify the conversation. Like he really did feel that way at a certain point, and it seemed
well,
nicely.
Even better than not nullifying it is, like I said, they paralleled the conversation.
Yeah.
Which is why I think it works, is because they're, they took the same idea and showed both sides of it.
Yeah.
And that's a conscious decision, so they had to make that work,
Yeah.
It's weird that Eric wants Sookie, and I don't know in what way, what way he wants her.
Yeah. Yeah, that seems to have become a thing.
Like, does he want her romantically? Does he want her sexually? Does he want her in terms of her power? Does he want her because, like he's just sort of generally curious?
Mhm.
Does he want her because, like, he, Bill has her and he wants her because of that, or he doesn't, or specifically he doesn't want Bill to have her? Like, I don't know in what way. Because here's the thing, and I think basically it's romantically, but I think it's a curiosity that will lead to romantic. But I can't wait to see how she starts liking him, because right now she hates him.
Yeah.
So what is Eric going to do?
Eric's not the most likable character.
No, he's not. Well, he's a Viking at heart.
He's extremely aloof.
He's a Viking at heart. So
yeah.
They're tough, cold people.
I found out that actor who plays him is Swedish.
Oh, he's totally Swedish.
Which wasn't a surprise.
Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. No, it was weird. I thought he looked, fairly Nordic before they did the whole Viking thing,
Mhm.
He's like a really tall guy, and then they put the blonde hair on him,
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw his stuff at Comic-Con, and he was talking about all that stuff, but and he actually had, I think, black hair, so he looked different. But my point was, wait, you brought up the Swedish thing?
Yeah, we were just talking about Eric and to what extent Sookie could find anything to
Oh yeah.
like about him.
He is aloof. But yeah, I don't know what he's gonna do that's gonna make her all interested.
I mean, I think it's hard not to be aloof after 1,000 years. Like that's sort of what what's her name said to Bill in that flashback. At a certain point, you just give up. Things don't seem to matter anymore.
Yeah, it's like you retain your humanity after a while before you see that there's like no point or whatever she was saying. Like,
yeah, and I can understand that sort of way. And so there's something Q-like about the old vampires.
Mhm. Man, they're very cute.
Very cute. Yeah, there's just having these powers and being around for so long and just having such a different perspective on humans and life than regular people do, I think just gives them that weird personality.
He's got weird personality. I won't do the whole song.
I think we can fill it all in ourselves.
Well, speaking of filling things in, maybe not speaking of filling things in.
Maybe not, but nonetheless, using that as a segue.
I think this is a good little TV podcast.
I agree.
Not tuberculosis, but True Blood.
Right.
If you want the tuberculosis podcast, you listened way too long before you should have figured it out.
Indeed.
I guess we were talking about blood for a little bit, so maybe that kept people interested.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I guess we'll probably do another one of these next week.
Sure.
I think if we can keep it quick, that'll keep us doing it. If it goes to, you know what I mean? If it's like turns into a 3-hour podcast, then it's like, hey, you want a podcast? Well, not if it's 3 hours.
Right.
So if we keep it 15 minutes like this one has been, then I think we're totally good.
Yeah. Did you say this one's been 15 minutes?
15 minutes on the dot.
All right, just make sure. It feels like more time has passed, but I think podcasting time is different from regular time.
Oh, totally. No, this is when people listen to it. It'll be on the internet, so it'll be e-time.
Okay. Do you mean I-time?
You, my friend, are correct. Maybe I mean I-time. But it's electronic time, so maybe I mean e-time. I don't know. Maybe we should go ask email about that. Oh, wait. All right. Well, we don't really have a sign-off for this.
No. It's a perpetual problem.
Yeah. I mean, this is really it's a Mr. Podcast with a True Blood focus.
Yeah.
It's not technically a True Blood podcast.
Yeah.
So therefore we don't need a sign off.
Exactly.
But I will say bite you later.
And I will say bye.